free parking isn't free. I hate free parking, but I also hate the usurping of this conversation by YIMBY market urbanism. Look, my YIMBY friends, your theories regarding if we let capitalism run free, that it will provide for the people has been proven false. But what about Houston? Abortions are illegal in Houston, so that's not working for me as an example. Free parking is theft. It is a public subsidy that doesn't benefit the public. Cities devote an enormous amount of valuable land to store private vehicles. That land can be used for housing, parks, bus lanes, to widen sidewalks. Instead, we give it away for free or heavily subsidized rates. And who benefits the most? In wealthy areas, usually people who can afford a car. Meanwhile, renters, transit riders, cyclists, and people who can't afford a vehicle still pay the cost through higher housing costs and worse transit and less public space. Free parking isn't just a market distortion, it's a hidden transfer of wealth. But the South Pasadena model cannot be layered over formerly redlined, hyper-segregated communities. So here's where I part ways with market urbanism and most YIMBYs. The solution isn't simply charge market rates everywhere, because markets don't operate on a level playing field. Take a gentrifying neighborhood. A city starts charging for curb parking and creates a parking benefit district, meaning parking revenue gets reinvested locally. Sounds great. But what happens if that money goes into nicer landscapes, decorative improvements, and increased enforcement? The neighborhood becomes more attractive. Property values rise, rents rise, and suddenly landlords are capturing the value created by this public policy. The people who lived there all along may end up paying more while receiving very little benefit. How is that cool? It's not. That's value capture for property owners. So instead of treating parking benefit districts like business improvement districts, we should treat them like community wealth districts or working class mobility districts. The money should go back to residents. That could mean free or discounted transit passes, bike share memberships, safer sidewalks and accessibility improvements, tenant legal defense funds, anti-displacement programs. And if a city introduces paid parking in a gentrifying neighborhood, that should automatically trigger protections for renters, stronger eviction protections, right to counsel programs, rent stabilization, community land trust funding. Because if better public space increases land values, tenants deserve protection from that increase. And we also need to recognize that not everyone has transportation choices. A worker in a transit poor neighborhood isn't driving because they're selfish. They're driving because a bus may not exist. So before raising parking prices, cities should provide alternatives and offer reduced rates for lower income residents. The bigger question is this: when public policy creates value, who gets it? Landlords, developers, or the people who actually live there? Free parking is a form of elite capture, but parking markets alone won't solve that problem. The goal shouldn't be pricing for pricing's sake. The goal should be turning public curb space into a source of transportation access, tenant stability, and shared community wealth. That's the law and political economy perspective. This is Lois Sontag with Suburban Review.